How you guys doing, John? Indoor Hydroponics. Welcome back with transplanting transplanted chard, Swiss chard. It's a good little deal here, and I've got a little strip that I thought I'd accent the walk with. What better to do it than the different colored chards? Now, I bought these transplants way early in the season. It's a cold weather crop, super cold hardy. And it was even to the point where I could not, with any confidence, plant them where I wanted to plant them because it was still so cold. So I planted these out by the street, let them go for about 2 weeks until I knew it was good and warm. And believe it or not, I'm transplanting transplants, which you can do with most plants, especially leafy green type plants. And in this instance, all you got to do is dig it up and make sure you get under that root ball. The less root disturbance, the better, as I'm doing here. On this little plant, I'm running a little test. I'm going to give it a dunk in transplant tea to see if it makes any difference when I just soak the roots in it. Now, I am going to inoculate the soil around these plants with it, but I gave this one a good soak just to see if it gave it any kind of help or difference. And there's a bunch of mycorrhiza in that transplant tea. I'll show you that transplant tea. I'll put a link below on how I make it. And I am simply just transplanting. Now, in each hole, I'm putting composted cow manure, a good handful of azomite, and some organic fertilizer. In this case, tomato tone. It's got a lot of nitrogen, stuff like that, and stuff that's good for green plants. That one that I'm pointing at is the one that was inoculated directly with transplant tea and mycorrhiza. Nonetheless, I've got them all transplanted out nicely. Gonna give them a good water, and then we're gonna do a little maintenance on these things. But first, that evening, when my transplant tea was done brewing, I made sure and hit all of them really well. There's so much good stuff in there, fish meal and nutrients and direct nutrients that'll hit the plant. Plus, it activates all that amendments that I put in the plants. I also did put some worm castings in there, by the way. So it was compost, worm castings, azomite, tomato tone. Here we are just a little while later, just to kind of prove I didn't kill them. Put some stakes in there to kind of hold up the big leaves when they come later on in the summer. A couple weeks after that, before mulching, I put some just all-purpose Happy Frog fertilizer, and I top dressed. And the reason I top dressed at this point is because I'm going to mulch. So there's plenty of nutrition in there. Put about a handful of that all-purpose fertilizer, which has kelp and feather meal and fish meal and stuff like that in it. Got me about 10 yards of wood chips to throw around the entire yard, but this was the very first thing that I took care of that'll hold the moisture and keep the weeds out. This area, historically by the walkway, gets tons of weeds. So I put it in real thick, and man, they take off. Swiss chard's really easy to grow, guys, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. You can cook it down with garlic and oil. I use the bigger leaves for juicing because I like to make green drinks. So I pretty much drink these leaves, for lack of better words. See, they also will wilt down in the hot sun, so it's a good idea to water these, not in the morning, but at night when they're rehydrating the leaves and whatnot. And you'll see a noticeable difference every morning. So these in particular, after a hot day, after they've been wilted down, give them a good drink. And I am off to an amazing start on these chards. I am going to get gigantic leaves come summer, going on into fall. They will grow cold, hot, whatever. But I've seen some videos of people that grow giant chard leaves. Just wait for part 2. That's how I get transplanted chard into the ground and growing here on Indoor Hydroponics. So if you guys are looking for a good green that doesn't bolt and tastes pretty good, give Swiss chard a try. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and comment, and peace.